Her own phone, her own private conversations were used so often to control her.
And it's scary when you can't trust a company anymore to even do what they say they're going to do.
So I'm actually pretty worried about Miley Cyrus because she's under the control of a team who's known for taking advantage of their clients. This same team who put Britney Spears in this conservatorship, who stalked her text messages, her emails, her communications, and then later used that information against her, is now working with Miley Cyrus. She has some of the most evil people in Hollywood controlling her every move. So let's get into it. Lately, Miley Cyrus has been receiving some backlash, but honestly, I'm worried about Miley and her well-being because she's got a team of people who are known for taking advantage of their clients. If you were to log into Twitter right now, you would see some tweets that are calling out Miley and the fact that she uses black box security, which has a pretty bad reputation nowadays. Black box security is located here in Los Angeles. It looks like they have 2.6 stars, and as I mentioned earlier, they have a reputation for taking advantage of their clients and their own employees. Here's a photo of Miley with Edon, and this man is very powerful at Black Box. This guy is the big boss in charge, and he's listed as president of Black Box Security. We don't have a lot of other information here about him, but we do know that he's the president, and it seems like he works with some of the biggest clients. Some of Miley's fans have been defending her because they claim that these photos are old. They were taken in early 2020, and of course, Miley isn't working with Black Box anymore, right? Because their reputation has been tarnished. Even though Black Box has been exposed for harming Britney Spears, taking advantage of her, Miley is still continuing to work with them. So that photo from back in the day, yeah, it is from early 2020. But these recent photos of Miley with the Black Box team are from this past weekend. So Miley is still working with Black Box for whatever reason. This situation makes me worried for Miley because she's under the control of people who you cannot trust. Once upon a time, Black Box Security worked for Britney Spears and they had her under strict surveillance. They went through her communications, and I can't even begin to imagine if this is happening to Miley. And if Miley is seen out and about with Edon, that's the worst guy to be with because this guy owns the company. He's the president, and he was the one in charge, personally in charge of Britney Spears. A former Black Box security assistant named Alex actually came forward and exposed that Edon had been working for Britney's team from 2012 through 2021, right during the conservatorship time. And during this time, they had access to her emails, her text messages, her phone calls, her meetings. She was under complete surveillance. We know a lot about the Free Britney movement now, thanks to documentaries and YouTubers and people who have gone out and reported on this story. But back when they were first putting out these documentaries, Black Box wasn't mentioned. Alex, the former security guard, said that Edon was so relieved when he first saw the documentary and that he wasn't mentioned, and that Black Box wasn't mentioned, and TriStar wasn't mentioned. It was his biggest fear that security would somehow draw any attention. Well, if you're not doing anything wrong, then you probably shouldn't be scared of anything, right? Why are you so scared if you're not doing anything wrong, if you're just doing your job? When that former assistant Alex worked at Black Box, he was curious, why is Britney under 24-hour surveillance? And they claimed that this was just part of her conservatorship, yet everyone, her management, her security team, her father, had a big role in every step she would take. Let's say Britney Spears wanted to order sushi one night for dinner. She would have to go and ask her team, and then her team would go have to ask this team, and they would have to go and get approval from TriStar. So you'll notice there's a pattern here. There's TriStar, and then there's Black Box, and it's like they're kind of one and the same because TriStar is hiring Black Box, and that's the same story for Miley. TriStar is hiring Black Box to keep her safe. We'll call it that. But anyways, I want to play this clip where one of Britney's former team members claims that she couldn't even get sushi when she wanted to.
Britney would say, hey, is there any way we could have sushi for dinner? And I would hear Robin say, you had sushi yesterday, it's too expensive, you don't need it again. Maybe there's a lot more behind that, but I'm only seeing the outside.
So Black Box's reason for monitoring Britney was to look for bad influences or look for potential illegal activity. They would monitor her conversations with her friends, her mom, her lawyer, Samuel Ingham. Her own phone and own private conversations were used to control her.
It's also worth noting that mirroring someone's text without the consent of both parties involved can be a violation of the law, and it's unclear if the court knew or had approved any text message monitoring. This documentary also reveals they put an audio recording device in her room.
When I took a step back and I looked at everything, it really reminded me of somebody that was in prison. And security was put in a position to be the prison guards, essentially.
What they did to Britney is disgusting, and they are ruthless. I mean, they used these communications, they used her life, her private life against her in real life, and she was constantly stuck in this cycle of wondering how the world was probably working against her because she had no idea everything was being surveillanced.
All FaceTime calls, notes, browser history, photographs. They would also monitor conversations with her friends, with her mom, with her lawyer, Sam Ingham.
So the basis of this security team is to ultimately control Britney Spears. There's no other way to say it.
Her own phone and her own private conversations were used so often to control her. I know for a fact that Jamie would confront Britney and say, hey, why did you text this person?
Imagine someone using your private life against you in a professional way to make you do something you don't want to do. Could you imagine if Miley's phone was allegedly being watched and that they would make her do things because, oh, you know, we're holding this conversation or this illegal activity against you? I don't know. It just seems very sus, and it's even more suspicious when you see how close Miley is to TriStar, to Loom Taylor. Did you hear that? Oh my gosh! Ouch! Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh, still going. Anyways, it is creepy how close Miley and her mother are to Loom Taylor and TriStar. Loom Taylor has been known as the woman who pretty much gave Britney's father the idea for the conservatorship, and she owns a company called TriStar Entertainment. So I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it, but let's just say I'm very close to the office. Like I could probably get there very easily. And honestly, maybe I should roll up. Maybe I should roll up and ask him what's going on, because now we see that Miley's mother is over here being secured by the same people. Obviously, that wasn't Adon, but that was one of the Black Box security employees. And it looks like the whole family is being represented by TriStar. Miley's mother, Tish, actually shared an Instagram story where it looks like Lou M. Taylor sent her a birthday gift. Oh, let me see. It says, your something is filled. The things, something, you joy. Happy birthday. Wow, a very nice, like, is that a blanket or what is, oh, some Chanel, very nice. But yeah, clearly they're close. And it seems like, it really does seem like Loom Taylor allegedly has like really personal relationships with her clients, which is just not professional. And when you start like mixing like personal life with business, then they start using your personal life against you in business. So why is Miley working with a team who so publicly is known for ruining Britney's life? She's over here cheering Free Britney at all these Miley concerts, yet does she really mean what she says? The fact that she's chanting Free Britney, but using the same team that had done this to her is pretty hypocritical, and it makes me worried that maybe, Miley doesn't know what's going on. But after these documentaries have come out, there's no excuse for Miley to be represented by these people. And it's not like Miley has chanted Free Britney just once. She's done it multiple times. But does she mean it? If her manager is the person who Britney wants to put into jail, is there any real reason why Miley would be chanting Free Britney? And if she really did care about that and about this situation, then why is she employing this security team who, again, publicly known to have done this to her? Let's talk a little bit about who Black Box is, because I looked at their website and it looks like they specialize in a bunch of different security needs. If you need anything done, they'll do anything. It looks like they don't have any morals at all. Their commitment is to create a safe and secured and stress-free environment. So literally the opposite of what Britney was put in. We work with high-profile musicians on world tours, actors on and off set, safeguard public speeches, escort VIPs. They do everything. It also looks like their agents are tactically trained in handling paparazzi, stalkers, and similar threats. It makes me wonder, if you have the security team hired for you, is there a chance you could be scared of your own security team? If they're so powerful, so tactical, it's shoot, I can't get away from these people. They're gonna beat my ass if I try to run away from them. But in general, it does seem like Black Box is a 2.6 star. I believe that's what it said on Google reviews, right? It's 2.6 out of 5 star. Yeah, I think it might be a 1 star, especially because their own employees are treated so badly. I came across the most random video. It has 400 views and it was posted back in 2019. It's titled The Truth About Black Box, and this man named Darian shares his experience working there.
And it's scary when you can't trust a company anymore to even do what they say they're going to do. The event was only a 3-day event. Okay, now the pay was $14 an hour. Oh, I'm sorry, it was $13 an hour. Okay, and it started off as 11, but the more I did, and the later I stayed to help out extra, and I was taking 2-minute lunch breaks, 17-hour shifts and 2-minute lunch breaks, just grabbing a bite of food, and I'm back on post because we're short staffed.
So Darian worked at Black Box and he was paid chump change. Can you imagine being there, putting your life on the line if there was a stalker or someone for $13 an hour? Isn't that the new minimum wage? Trust me, I money is money. I used to make $7 an hour when I worked at Chick-fil-A. At Chick-fil-A, please don't trigger myself right now. No triggering. Okay, anyways, so he worked at Black Box and he does not trust the company because he worked there. He worked his ass off and he was never paid. Never paid. I can't believe it.
When the pay is what's the discussion here? And you could say it's going on its 3rd week and I still haven't received a paycheck. So, and mind you, the paycheck is $512. It's not like it was a lot of money. But at the same time, it's not like we don't live in the 21st century. There are plenty of ways to get somebody a check in a reasonable amount of time.
Honestly, Darian is brave to be posting this on social media, not to stand up to Black Box, but just even to warn other people. I respect that because why hire people if you're not going to pay them? And he tried to get to the bottom of this, but at the end of the day, Black Box really just screwed over people trying to use them for free labor when they're trying their hardest to make these low wages and then you don't even pay them. It's just that really irks me.
And at the end of the day, I was never given an answer. I was given all these vague answers and we don't know, or basically who I was talking to didn't know. The owner of the company doesn't hit you back. So you start to feel like that you can't trust the company.
So I would hope that you guys would think at this point not to trust Black Box. It's my personal opinion that I don't trust black box security, but I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. There is actually one comment on Darian's video, and it asks, have you worked for Britney Spears? And he said yes, LOL. So who knows if he actually was around Britney at some point. But it seems like these employees just do whatever their bosses tell them, and then their bosses are the people who are managing these celebrities. And should your manager really have that much control over your personal life and know everything that you're doing, know exactly where you are? I mean, it sounds like such a violation. And to see Miley and her mother so close with such nasty people, and then at the same time try to act like they're pro-free Britney, it's just some things don't add up. And ultimately, I'm not mad at Miley. I'm worried for Miley. I am scared that she could be in a similar situation, and maybe her private life is being held against her. Maybe her communications are being tracked. Who really knows? But I do know that Black Box is sketchy, and I need you guys to comment below what you guys think. Are you worried for Miley? I mean, I'm still worried for Britney, to be honest. But until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.